Hi there, and I'm with Evie, and today we're going to get to know Evie a little bit more, let's say, behind the scenes, because, we hear the polished version of the show, and it's all put together magnificently. But today we're going to get into the mindset of a minister, the mindset of a minister of God who is getting ready to go to Africa to take the gospel to another continent. And that's kind of a big deal, don't you think it, Evie?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Very.
Now you're going to Africa this year.
I am, and I'm really excited. Cape Town, South Africa.
Now, Africa is doing what they can to alleviate, the possible fallout of
Yeah.
coronavirus. Now, I got to ask you, is coronavirus even a factor in Africa, or is it so
Yeah.
hot there that people are not suffering from it?
It actually is a factor. Their borders are currently closed. They're not accepting anybody new until they can get the situation under control.
So what does that mean for your mission trip as we speak? Do you understand it could be
Yes.
delayed possibly?
It was delayed.
I see.
So it went from August 25th through October 25th to September 28th to October 28th. They're anticipating, and when I say they, I mean specifically the people who are on the ground that are affiliated with the organization. Basically explained to us that they're anticipating the borders to open back up by September 1st, and they're going to stay in touch with us in August, letting us know how that process is coming along.
Ah, I see. Well, I'm glad that I asked you that because I know people have been wanting an update possibly of, the progress. And I'm sure because of COVID, people have been wondering if that was a factor. And that was my exact question. Is it a factor in Africa? And I was suspecting that, there was some cases there, but I don't think it's as bad there as it is in the United States, but I'm sure they still have a number of cases there.
Right now, they're saying that the case is dying down. And so, because it's dying down, they're anticipating they're going to open back up. They're getting less and less cases. They're
Okay.
not as hot as Florida.
Well, that's good. So you're just trying to get out of Florida
Right.
but you're ready to go for the most part, right?
Mentally and spiritually, yes. This has been a process that I didn't expect to happen to me. And what I mean by that is, I don't know, something just kind of changed. I feel like my relationships are better with people and just my outlook on life. I finally feel like I'm getting my priorities set up straight and really good. And then partly no, because I still have funding. Right now, I'm 43% funded.
Wow.
Since I started this campaign, I think we've raised $300
Yeah.
additional. So we're slowly making moves because we went from 37% to 43% funded. I'm like ecstatic, and just the overwhelming support and just how my community is coming together to see this. I'm amazed. I'm just sitting back and I'm just like, whoa, like this is
God's
really
doing some
happening.
amazing things. All right, explain so this can be useful and productive time. So you have a mission to go to Africa. You're not going on vacation, but
Yes.
can you explain for those that are thinking about bankrolling this, writing you a check, sending you some PayPal or whatever way that digitally they got to send you money. What is the plan? What is the program? Who are you going with? How many people are going? Where are you guys staying? What are you eating? What is on the agenda? Give me a bird's eye view. If I was going to actually be going with you, what's the deal? How's this going to go
Oh,
down?
those are all great questions, and a quick overview to basically give you everything that you're asking for in a nutshell is I will leave and I will fly out of Florida to, I think, Fort Wayne, Indiana. They're going to train us on how to speak and how to really conduct ourselves within the culture. They're going to give us do's and don'ts. Once we're equipped, it's a very short training, but very impactful. The groups are anywhere between 10 to 16 people, depending on if people are pulling out or not because of everything that's going on. And then they fly us there from, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Then at that point, once we land, we meet at like a main house
Hmm.
where everyone gets split up into groups of two, and then they get sent out to their host family. Their goal is to make sure that the person who's paired with you, their host family is not that far away, so that you have like a familiar face that you can see and catch up with and stuff like that. You will eat, do, and whatever the host family does, you're basically a new member of their family. So whatever they eat and do, that's what you'll be doing.
Wow, so you'll be eating authentic African fare at
Yes,
some
pretty
host
much.
family, and you have no idea what that might consist of. Now,
No, I don't
ha-
know. I'm just
do you have an
rolling with the
idea?
punches.
Do you have an idea? I mean, it's going to be Uncle Ben's,
I don't know.
rice,
I don't
fajina.
know.
What do Africans, I mean, authentic Africans eat? Is it any different than what we eat in the States? Do you think it's drastically different,
I, you
somewhat
know,
different, or
I
altogether different? What is your guess?
Okay, so here's the thing. Because I'm a Caribbean girl, a lot of the normal dishes, like they make rice, meat, that stuff is normal in my culture.
I
So,
like how you say Caribbean girl. I
yeah.
like that.
So,
You're an island girl. I see.
exactly, I am. So, I feel like it won't be that much different from what my mom cooked, but compared to the American culture, there might be a little bit of, difference because we tend to do like the American side of food and stuff
Now, will
like
you
that.
bring some ramens with you just in case you're extra hungry? Will you bring a
No,
snack? So no
I'm not
snacks.
bringing any snacks with me. I'm going to take the culture for what it is. And
Look at
because
you. All
ultimately,
right.
the nonprofit pairs with a lot of ministries and other nonprofits in the area. For example, I'm going to give you a quick example. So, one of the partnership is with a school, like a daycare center type school. And what they do is they look for helpers to help with the kids so that the parents of these shanty towns, they have to work, but they can't work if they have their kids at home. And a lot of them are trying to get up out of that, neighborhood. They're trying to save money. So what they do is provide free childcare. So they could easily throw me in one of their daycare/schools to watch the kids and, play with them, share life with them, experiences and stuff, and just make a difference for them because that's extra money that they get to keep to put away to pull out of this tough situation that they're in. I don't know if you've seen the shanty towns that are spread across South Africa, but some of them don't have like a good most of them don't have running water, electricity. They're made out of like essentially garbage, like metal,
Yeah,
plywood.
it almost seems
Um,
like the houses that I you know visited and rebuilt, these shanties in Jamaica. So very similar construction.
Right, exactly. So it's like
Poor.
you just don't know where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing. You just go where they need extra hands to support the people of the community because it's not easy. And then in a time where their like tourist industry is really hit hard because their borders are closed, a lot of people are scratching for money right now. It's really difficult.
So you're not going to wear anything flashy.
Absolutely not.
So no Nike, no new Adidas, brand new gym shoes or anything like that.
Well, I don't really wear like name brand stuff like that anyways.
Oh, look at you. You're
I'm a
so
pretty chill
thrifty.
person.
Yeah.
But I'm not planning on bringing anything. But what I am planning to do is whatever I don't need, don't use, I am planning to give away at the end of the trip so I can travel lightly to go home.
Travel lightly. That's a good thing. And your main purpose for going to Africa is
Share the gospel of Jesus Christ through love and hard work.
hard work. And you believe that through that witness, people should be hopefully receptive, bare minimal, of the gospel. And if they don't receive it, at least you're planting seeds.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is let's just say someone's like, yeah, someone already told me I don't want it. I can still give you my love because ultimately everybody lacks it and needs it. No one has it in abundance to the point where they reject additional love that's coming towards them. Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and I completely do. And so you're wanting your light to shine in front of men that they might see your good works and then glorify your heavenly Father, which is in heaven. So
Pretty
that's
much.
what the scriptures say.
Yeah,
So
because ultimately I'm there because God has funded it, provided it, brought me here. I'm just here to serve. That's it. Tell me what you need. How can I help? I'm here to serve. I took 30 days out of my, life to do this. And I don't think I'll regret any bit of it, no matter how it turns out.
now, what an
I'm just happy to
experience!
serve.
What an experience to go to Africa. and, be God's hands and feet and experience the culture for what it is and let them take you in. Because even though you are black like they are, they know you're different because
Yeah.
you live in the home of the brave, the land of the free. You're an American. And I'm sure they'll pick that out through the way that you speak and the way that you carry yourself, right? Don't
Right.
they'll notice that, right? So do you feel like
Exactly.
you'll be somewhat of like received like a celebrity over there, of sorts? Because I think they really fond of Americans. I think over in Africa.
They are very much so. Like, there's a lot of African Americans who are like making moves to move back to Africa. It's like a wave type thing happening right now. So yeah, it's exciting.
Is it
I think
free in
it'll be a good
Africa?
experience.
Is there
Huh?
is there a lot of freedom? Is it apartheid? What is the government structure? Do you know what it is? Is
I
it
was looking into it, and from the gist of what I understand, during the time of apartheid, it was almost like slavery here. You know what I'm saying? Where the whites got a lot of privileges and stuff. But then Nelson Mandela was like a really huge in this movement
yeah.
to really bring that to an end. And
So it didn't
he's
revert back.
right,
Okay,
right.
good.
So he's known for responding in love and forgiving the people who oppressed him. And that's what started that wave. It made a huge difference for his people. Now, if you ask, depending on who you ask, because I was looking and doing some research, some people say it's just like America and it still exists today. There's still that insignificance where you'll see a beautiful neighborhood on this side of town, and then you just go a little further up around the ways, you see shanty towns, poverty, and it's mainly like black people who live there. Like, it just depends on who you ask. There's other people who will say there has been a difference because you have a lot of like educated black people who are holding like high positions and stuff. So it really just depends on who you talk about. Ultimately, I think it just brings it back to love and us being just people, putting like if we could just for 1 second put color aside, background aside, we're all just people, and we all have emotions. We all want better for ourselves, better for our kids, better for our generation who's gonna come behind us. I just prefer to focus on that and just to learn to look at everybody as empty shells with spirits within them that just need so much love, care, and guidance. It's a crazy world to be in without some proper guidance.
Well, if you know Evie, she's got plenty of love in her heart to be able to share an infectious smile and the love of Jesus. And she's been through some stuff herself, and she's shared through this broadcast, Heavy Hand of God broadcast and ministry. And we're praying that this Heavy Hand of God broadcast blesses a lot of people that are going through things themselves, because you hear during COVID, EV, we're all in this together, but we've always been in this together, this thing called
Right.
life. We are in the human race, and no matter what color you are, where you're located, where you live, whatever your address is, we're all human beings. We all need, most of all, more importantly, above anything else, besides any material thing or food or whatever you're ingesting, we need God.
Mm-hmm.
We need Him.
Because we can't do it alone.
I know we can't. Well, it wasn't meant to do alone.
This is true.
A lot of people, they think they can, but they can't. And they struggle, and you can see, how struggling they are with that when they can't share with somebody, they can't appreciate something. And God brings people your way many times. A lot of times we reject it. And God does use people, and as imperfect as we can be or seem to be, God still uses us in big and small ways. The important thing is that we're being used, DV, and I am proud to know you and call you as friend and
Oh.
look up to you. And I am expecting some amazing news to come out of Africa. I'm going to be looking on the news channels, and because I know it's going to be reported back, what miracles and big works that are going to be done there, because people really are hungry spiritually, I think more than ever, for the gospel of
Hmm.
Jesus Christ in real tangible ways.
Right. because what the world is giving isn't fulfilling. It's like eating fast food. You got to come back for more and more and more.
Yeah, it's like
You
that
know?
MSG. They're
Right.
hooking you to it. So we
Exactly.
gotta entwine the scriptures with catnip. Where they're, you know what I mean. And in God's word, what does it say? It never returns void. As long as you put it
No.
out, if you put it out there, God is more than able to make it work. All you have to do is be the deliverer of the gospel, and God does the rest. That's the amazing thing, is that
Exactly.
if we just do our part, God will move the mountains. God will move the stoniest heart. When you say, well, that person will never receive Jesus, they're an atheist. They'll never do it because they're this religion or that religion. People can change in a moment and blink of an eye
Right.
when God's involved with it, when
No.
he's involved with the process.
Yeah, and then all we can do is just be patient, be loving, and don't be so quick to be tied up in our emotions. Because I think when that happens, we tend to see it from only our perspective, and we take like the victim mentality, and it just stirs something ugly within us, that can turn into anger, hatred, rage.
Yeah,
And
not good
those are not
things.
fruits of the spirit.
No, we want the fruits of the spirit.
Right, exactly. You want peace, you want love, like
Amen.
you want patience, you want all that. It's so much better when you can live your life like that. But it's not attractive from a glance. I'll say that people want something that flashes, that flickles, that
Flashy. Yeah,
has sparkles.
that bling. Yeah, they like it.
Yeah.
Now, how do we become sponsors of you going to Africa? How do we make a payment? How do we get payment to you? Anybody listening to this podcast right now, Heavy Hand of God Ministries, tell us how we do it.
Okay, so there's a link because I tell everybody just send the money to the platform that the organization Immersion has. And there's a link that they have, and I'm just going to post the link. You can click on the link and you can choose what you want to donate. There is a 2.2% processing fee. You can choose to include it or not include it. It's just totally up to you.
Now, where do you go? Is there a certain website that you have?
If they email me at heavyhandofgod@gmail.com, I can send them the details.
Heavyhandofgod@gmail.com. And the trip is going to happen in 2020, sometime in 2020, you're believing, right?
Yes, September 28th through
Okay.
October 28th, 30 days.
30 days in Africa. In what part of Africa?
Cape Town.
Oh, that's going to be and what is the population approximately? Do you know?
I don't know, but I do know Cape Town is more advanced than certain parts of Africa. So like they have pavement. Their neighborhoods, if you saw one of their like uppity neighborhoods, it looks just like a residential neighborhood here in
Oh,
America.
neat.
But then they also have these beautiful mountains with pockets of cities. It's just breathtaking and amazing.
What is the population of Cape Town, Africa? So 3,776,000 people. So that's a bunch of folks.
Yes.
So that's
Yes,
a
it is.
pretty busy city.
Yeah.
So that's going to be bustling out there, but people are hungry for the gospel, and you're going to be there, and you're going to be staying with a host family. So you're going
Yeah,
to
I'm
really
excited about that
have
part.
a true African experience. And it's hard to believe, but there are some people that really have never heard the gospel.
Right.
They really haven't heard it clear and simple, and they don't know what it is. So we want to bless you. So heavyhandofgod@gmail.com if you'd like to make a donation right now to Evie's endeavor to bless others and witness and share her testimony with so many in Africa. And we're looking forward to it. heavyhandofgod@gmail.com.
Even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the